First blood. Double kill.
Well, Garen would be proud. Anyway, we will cover her kit and how to maximize her damage potential, her best disk drive sets and stats, her weapons, her mindscapes, her teams, rotations and combos, and have a look at her pros and cons. Welcome, I am Rivenous, and this is your complete Piper guide. Piper is a Physical Anomaly-Type Agent who specializes in rapidly applying physical anomaly, dealing large amounts of assault damage. Due to the nature of how Anomalies and her kit works, this also makes her cheaper and easier to build than your traditional DPS characters, and with 109 attack, 116 anomaly proficiency and 118 anomaly mastery, she has a good base playing into her kit. So, let's talk about her kit. For her basic attacks, Piper features a 4-hit basic attack combo, and to be honest, you will likely never use this, but more on that a little bit later. Regardless, instead of her usual B1, 2, 3 and 4, we can also use her dash attack, which can directly be followed up with her B3 as seen here. However, the actual application of this is questionable since her dash attack has a lower multiplier than her B1 and 2 combined, and the dash attack is only 0.167 seconds faster than her B1 and 2. Her full basic sequence takes approximately 3.3 seconds to complete, whereas her dash attack into B3 and 4 takes 3.167 seconds. That is only about 5% faster. At talent level 11, her B1 and 2 have a combined scaling of 263.8%, whereas her dash attack is at 172.1%. That is a difference of about 35%. This means using her dash attack to do this combo is a net damage loss. However, the same cannot be said for her dodge counter, as that one can also be followed up with basic 3. While the dodge counter into B3 and 4 takes about 4.15 seconds to complete, it also has a significantly higher scaling, and dodging is something which is also, well, generally very applicable in ZZZ. And last but not least, her assist follow-up can also be followed directly by her B3 as well. This leaves us with those 4 possible basic attack strings, out of which one is usually not worth using. But enough about her basic attacks, let's talk about her special, which turns her into Garen, after which she smashes her weapon into the ground. If you have enough energy, instead of smashing her weapon into the ground, she will now start spinning even faster while gradually consuming energy and ending the spin to win with a heavy smash into the ground. Also, as a side note, if you play her with M6 Lucy, a complete channel of her EX special will also trigger up to 6 raining boars. Her special also comes with various charge levels, gaining 1 charge level every second up until 2 seconds. However, using her special after her basic 3, 4, dash attack or dodge counter will have her start at charge level 2, which means we can save 1 second of ramp up time. In any case, her EX special does not only deal significant damage, but also applies insane amounts of physical anomaly, but so does her ultimate. In fact, a singular ultimate is enough to trigger assault. This also means Piper is very reliant on energy for her EX special as well as her ultimate for optimal damage output. Finishing up her kit, her core skill enhancement grants us base energy regen, which Piper much appreciates, and her core skill grants us a stack of power every time her EX special or ultimate hits an enemy. She also gains physical anomaly build-up rate for each stack for a maximum of 80% at Mindscape 0 or 120% at Mindscape 1, and while she has 20 or more stacks, she grants 18% damage bonus to the entire squad. This wraps up her kit, and we can now look at her damage distribution. Fortunately for us, anomaly application does not scale with level, and a large part of her damage comes from the assault anomaly. This leaves our final skill priority at core skill and special, into ultimate and assist, into basics and dodge. Even though this damage distribution doesn't show assist damage here, we will still make use of her parry, and that is better reflected in the damage distribution of her non-burst rotation, which is also why we do want to skill assist over basics and dodge. So let's talk about her Mindscapes. Her M1 does not only make her power stack up faster, but also higher. This results in an overall higher anomaly application and hence also more damage. Her M2 grants her basically 40% physical damage bonus on her downward smashes, but those are only a small part of her damage profile, which means this only results in a small damage increase. Her M4 removes any possible energy problems she might have and makes her really smooth to play, and her M6 is a theoretical damage increase by up to 30% by increasing her maximum spin duration from 3 to 5 seconds. However, the actual damage gain varies widely depending on your build as well as the enemies you are facing. Usually, this will allow you to trigger an additional assault when the enemy is stunned. Overall, her M1, 4 and 6 are her best Mindscapes. Before we get to her weapons, these videos, and honestly the calcs behind much more so, take a lot of time to make, and if you like them and find them useful, I would appreciate a like and a comment on the video. Let me know in the comments below if you have Piper built or not and how many nodes you have cleared in Shio defense so far. So let's talk about her weapons. An R5 Roaring Right, which is her signature weapon, is the best overall choice, with the R1 Fusion compiler being about 6% behind and the R5 version up to 15% ahead. Weeping Gemini, Rainforest Gourmet and Electro Lip Gloss are all viable and good choices if you do not have her signature weapon or Fusion compiler. For her disk drives, we can keep this one short. A 4-piece Fanged with a 2-piece Freedom is her best choice, with the other combinations coming quite a bit short. For her main stats, Anomaly Proficiency in Partition 4, Physical Damage percent in slot 5 and Anomaly Mastery in slot 6 are her best options regardless of her weapon. If you opt for another main stat combination and use her signature weapon Roaring Right while still being relatively close to her best layout at R1, the difference in damage gets significantly larger the better your weapon is. This also means while she does not require a high investment into her skills due to most of her damage coming from Anomaly, having the right main stats on her disk drives is even more important, as the difference in damage dealt will become more significant the better your Piper is built. This brings us to the substats. We just want to prioritize Anomaly Proficiency first and foremost, then attack percent, and lastly flat attack and flat pen. Overall, when looking at a well-built endgame Piper, you should aim to hit at least 350, but better over 400 Anomaly Proficiency as well as at least 2100 attack. The more, the better. Since anomalies cannot crit and a large part of her damage comes from assault, crit values do not matter much to her. Now let's talk about the teams. As already mentioned previously, Piper pairs super well with Lucy, and even more so if your Lucy is M6, and even more so if your Piper is M6 as well, as Piper's EX special will proc Lucy's M6 multiple times. Furthermore, both are part of the Sons of Caledon faction and hence both gain immediate access to their additional abilities. We can finish off the team with either Kolidar as a dedicated stunner or also Ben if you do not have Kolidar. If you prefer to run a disorder team, Piper, Grace and either Lucy or Rena make up for a good team as well, and if you have neither Rena or Lucy, Ambi can take the slot of a stunner as well. Here are the 4 teams and their best Bangbu choices on screen right now. Pause if you need to. That said, let's talk about her rotation. Without her M4, you will likely be somewhat short of energy, which means we will need to include 1 or 2 basics to generate enough energy for her. We can easily do this by following any assist follow-up directly with our B3 and B4, or if you accidentally mainfield her, I know I have at least, dodge counter into B3 and B4 does the job as well. As soon as the enemy is stunned, we can now enter her burst rotation. Chain attack into a fully channeled special, into the fully channeled EX special, including the downward strike afterwards will do the trick, and if you have her ultimate ready, we will use this at last. And that is all, honestly. She is fortunately really easy to play. So, to finish off the video, let's talk about her pros and cons. For her pros, well, she does a lot of damage, is really easy to play, and her skills do not require a high investment to deal damage, which makes it easier for us to focus our resources on her equipment instead of both, or on our other carries and other characters. Furthermore, she mainly cares about Anomaly Proficiency and attack for her substats, which means we do not have to take care about finding, rolling and also balancing our crit values. She also is a physical anomaly unit, and Assault also applies Flinch, which is a status effect which increases the days inflicted by 10%, which again makes building up days pretty fast and easy while also providing an 18% damage buff to the team. For her cons, her teams are somewhat limited due to her field time requirement and synergies, and this makes her pretty reliant on Lucy, at least as of now. She also really cares a lot about having the right main stats on her disk drives, especially if she starts being well built. That all said, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and a comment if you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more ZZZ content, join the Discord if you haven't yet, the link is in the description, and have a nice day. Peace.